welcome back to the 360 Sports Network Road to the Final Four podcast series, where we break down each and every conference tournament on the way to the big dance to see who will get the automatic bids to the NCAA tournament, and also to see whose bubbles might have just been burst and no longer having to ride to the Final Four. I'm James Dotson. Today, we want to look at the ACC. And, of course, when you think the ACC, you got to think about North Carolina, you have to think about Duke. You can always tell those two teams are going to be some of the top seeds in the tournament, and obviously are going to be a big threat when it comes to the road to the Final Four. When it comes down to it, though, this year, Duke has really struggled in a few games this year. Yes, they ended up having a one-game playoff it essentially played down to against North Carolina for the top seed in the ACC tournament, and they lost at home pretty handily, I should say. But, you know what, to me, Duke just really has disappointed me this year. I mean, Austin Rivers has come out really strong. Seth Curry, Ryan Kelly, both shooting at 40% from three-point land. Andre Dawkins also out there. But when you live by the three, you also die by the three. If they don't hit essentially 50% of their three-pointers in a game, they have a lot of trouble to be able to win their games consistently because of that. They do not go to the Plumlee brothers enough inside for my liking. And that's really been evidenced when you have as many really bad home losses that they had this year. They lost to Florida State at home unranked. They lost to Miami at home unranked. And they should have lost to NC State at home as well, also an unranked team. So Duke, to me, is a team that I don't see going far, or at least not winning the ACC tournament. The team that I see actually coming from the first day to make a run to the championship game is the Miami Hurricanes. And mainly it is because of the way that they've played in a couple of their big games, including that game at Duke, where they ended up winning by 4 in overtime. Miami Hurricanes currently are 19-11 in the country. If they can get a couple wins, I think that they would make it into the tournament. And the thing for them, they don't score a million points. They aren't really that spectacular in any of their statistical categories. But in a lot of their big games this year, they've come out on top. In fact, I look at a big win here down the stretch that really helped in the eye test was a 16-point win against Florida State, who is also now wrapped up a bubble spot in terms of the NCAA tournament. Florida State should be about a 5 seed in the tournament. That is a huge win at the end of the year. They're probably going to match up with Florida State again, and if they beat them there, it's going to be all but wrapped up for Miami now to make it into the tournament. Beyond that, though, you got to look at North Carolina, and you can just go right up and down their team. Let's look just at the team stats. Second overall in the country in points per game, 82 points per game. 45 rebounds per game, and Henson and Zeller are a big part of that. Question is, will Henson be playing? It looks like there may be some injury concerns. Also, fourth in assists per game for the team as a whole. Everybody plays a part in the Tar Heels offense. That's the way it works, with Barnes, Zeller, and Henson all getting the scoring, but then guys like, again, Henson and Zeller, who will get everything on the glass each and every time that they go out there. So, the question is, can anybody beat the Tar Heels? I say, not a chance. I have the Tar Heels going all the way. They are going to be, in my mind, the number 2 overall seed, a number 1 seed in the tournament, but just behind the Kentucky Wildcats when it comes down to the finals and making it to the Final Four. Well, that's it for breaking down the ACC tournament. You can follow us on Twitter at 3S Network, and you can also watch our website, 360sportsnetwork.com, for all the podcasts and all the updates and all the predictions leading up to Selection Sunday, and of course, to help you get that bracket as good as it can be. For 360 Sports Network, I'm James Dawson. Good night.